What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, I'm showcasing some of the best builds that you should build to defeat the shiny Chi-Yu raid for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, whether you're playing solo or online. And we're going to hit that 1 million to get that shiny for all of us. Of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and to support my work by becoming a channel member. And let's dive in. Alright, so the Chi-Yu raid is here, and it's definitely the hardest of the 4 Ruinous Legendaries. The big thing is it does have times 35 HP. So this is definitely a detriment, but it only has Dark and Fire moves, and it can burn you. Flamethrower has 10% chance of burning. Heat Wave can burn you as well, 10%. But that's about it. Snarl does hurt special attackers, so it can counteract both. But of course, guys, it has really low defense. So I think physical attackers overall do have a great time in this raid. And you can get Calciums and 15% chance of getting at least 1 Herba Mystica. So this is going to be a really good raid to farm for herbs, for shiny hunting, and all that fun stuff. Now, there's a bunch of raid builds that honestly destroy this Pokemon. However, I do think Hisuian Samurott overall is my personal favorite, just because it's super easy to use. It has great defensive typing in this raid, and you can absolutely shred it, especially in a solo or an online setting. So we're going to have Terra Water Shell Bell, max HP, max attack, Adamant Nature. The ability Sharpness increases slicing moves by 50%. Now, in my previous video, I had Swords Dance. I removed Swords Dance and put Razor Shell. Razor Shell is amazing because Razor Shell not only gets the Sharpness boost, same with Aqua Cutter, but Razor Shell has a 50% chance of lowering the defense of the Chi-Yu. Chi-Yu puts on shields at turn 2. So to build up your Terra Charge, I actually recommend just spamming Razor Shell. And the 3 times you use Razor Shell to get that Terra Charge up, you're probably going to get at least 1, hopefully 2 defense drops. And then you can just hit Aqua Cutter. With Aqua Cutter and Focus Energy, this is going to be hitting a 100% crit rate. Now, Focus Energy and Razor Shell is a 50% chance of critting, which is still nice. But Aqua Cutter and Focus Energy is going to be doing an insane amount of damage, always guaranteeing the crit, which will out damage Razor Shell, because Razor Shell only has a 50% chance of critting. But very easy stuff. And we do have Rain Dance. I like to start the raid off by, using Focus Energy and then Rain Dance, and then at that point you hit the Razor Shells, and then you start hitting 100% crits with Aqua Cutter, and that's pretty much the raid, and it's super easy. Luckily, the Hisuian Samurott was a raid Pokemon that you could get from Scarlet and Violet, but you don't, then Pokemon Legends Arceus. Now, Pokemon you can get in the game is Araquanid if you have the DLC. Araquanid is awesome. Terra Water, the Shell Bell. Max HP, max attack, Adamant Nature. Your ability of Water Bubble is amazing. It doubles the damage of Water-type moves. It lowers the power of Fire-type moves, and it prevents your Pokemon from getting burned. So you don't have to worry about getting burned, and you have great special defense as well. This is super easy. Turn 1 is going to go for Entrainment. Essentially, you're going to remove Beads of Ruin from this Pokemon, so Chi-Yu is just not going to have a lower special defense for everyone in the field. And then you're going to go for Rain Dance, and then you're going to go for Liquidation Spam, and hopefully get some defense drops. But overall, you just spam Liquidation, get your HP back, Terra Water, spam it. When Rain Dance goes away, you can use Rain Dance again, and then go for Liquidation. The only downside of this build is Dark Pulse can definitely flinch you. I got really unlucky in my demo, but I still won. I got flinched twice, I got crit twice, we never fell. Really bad RNG, but it's still a really good time, and it's going to be great for online play, because you can use Entrainment on other physical attackers on your side of the field and make it so they have your make it so they have Water Bubble and they can't get burned either. So I think Araquanid is a really great Pokemon. But overall, all the raid builds I pretty much recommended during that previous video, they work well. I do think the Belly Drum Pokemon have a bit of a disadvantage here, but I think like Ogerpon is just overall a really good Pokemon. If you want to use Ogerpon, great build. Max HP, max attack, Adamant Nature. Ivy Cudgel, Focus Energy, Rain Dance, and Synthesis. I think this is the way to go with this Pokemon. Super easy. Once again, you set up Focus Energy, set up Rain Dance, you Synthesis to heal, and then spam Ivy Cudgel. Super easy Pokemon to win with. If you have like any special attackers you want to use, Kyogre is amazing here. You're setting up that Rain, Water Spout, memes, and super easy. Max HP, max special attack, Modest Nature. Manaphy, if you do have access to this Pokemon. Terra Water, so incredibly good because you can set up a fake Tears on the first turn, go for a Rain Dance, Tail Glow, Surf Spam, and just absolutely dumpster it. Max HP, max special attack, Modest Nature. But like I said, all these Pokemon can definitely clear. A lot of things are going to clear, but I'm going to demonstrate the Araquanid and the Samurott if you want to watch the rest of the video to see how well I did with those builds. Alright, so we're going to be going against the Shiny Fish with one of my favorite Pokemon out here that I haven't featured in a raid build, but it's time to feature Hisuian Samurott, which, you know, if you did the raid back when it was a Terra bug, Hisuian Samurott, you should have it in the game. If not, you can get it from Pokemon Legends Arceus. Illumination does not hit me, which is amazing. So we're going to actually start this raid off by going for a Focus Energy. Focus Energy is going to increase our crit rate by 50%, but if you use it with a high crit move like Aqua Cutter, it's always going to make us crit, which is going to be incredible. Now, on this turn, he's actually going to remove any Terra Charge or Regather, so we're actually going to go for a Rain Dance here. This is going to make it so that we reduce the fire damage coming in, but also boost the water damage coming in as well. Also helps out your allies too. If you are doing this online, this is really good. So now Hisuian Samurott is set to dominate this raid, right? The only thing that can really hurt us is we get burned. We get burned by Heat Wave, 10% chance. Use a Heal Cheer, you get HP back and cure the burn. It's honestly not that bad. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go for a move called Razor Shell. Now Razor Shell has a 50% chance of dropping the Chi-Yu's defense. And we're going to soften him up a little bit. It has really low defense, but we can drop his defense through this shield with his attack, which is absolutely awesome. And of course it has a chance of critting, 50% chance of critting because of Focus Energy. And you don't technically need Aqua Cutter to do it. You could just do this whole raid with Razor Shell if you would like to. I mean, it's a great move, obviously. Alright, we got this. He's -2 defense. That's huge. -2 defense is pretty huge. I'm gonna go for one more. See if we can get it to -3. And we don't care about Snarl. Snarl's like the most whatever thing ever. Alright, that's massive damage. That was a crit, and he's -2. We didn't get a -3 there, unfortunately, but that's crit. That's what a crit looks like with Razor Shell. So now we're going to be ready to Terra here. So I'm going to Terra Aqua Cutter. This is going to be the last turn of Rain Dance, so you can reapply it if you would like to. You don't have to. I mean, 50% more damage is always nice, though, and the damage reduction is nice, but we're pretty good off at this point. And this will be a guaranteed crit, because high crit move plus Focus Energy, he's -2 defense. This will break through the shield. Yeah, no, it cooks. It cooks. It absolutely cooks. At this point, you could just spam Aqua Cutter and just win the raid. And yeah, that timer is looking great. I mean, he's at 50%. He's going to remove our stat change for ability. That doesn't really matter here too much. This is the plan for as long as we don't get burned, we're fine. If we get burned, he'll shoot. Ruination does not hit us. I mean, he's just popping off a million moves right now. And then he removes. So now he doesn't have the defense drops anymore. So if you want to go for a Razor Shell, unfortunately we did miss Razor Shell. A little bit of bad RNG coming in my way. Unfortunately, a little bit of bad RNG. But so you can just go for Aqua Cutter, but you can go for Razor Shell. Try to get that defense drop. At this point in the raid, just 2 Aqua Cutters is win anyways. So because it's always a crit. He has really low defense. It's pretty much a wrap. So I do think Hisuian Samurott overall is the best raid build, in my opinion. And it's not the hardest thing to get access to because, like I said, it was released in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet as a raid. And if you don't have Aqua Cutter, which is a move you can get from via holding a Mirror Herb, and if another Pokemon in your party that has the move like Delayed or a Quaquaval, then that's how you get Aqua Cutter on it. So it's super easy. But overall, I do think this is the best. And then we have another, if you don't have this Pokemon, have another great build in the next part of this video, so definitely check that out. It's super easy, and good luck to everyone. Alright, so we're out here doing the Spider versus Bug action, Araquanid versus Chi-Yu in the solo. And Araquanid is actually a really special Pokemon because of his ability, Water Bubble. Essentially makes us immune to burn, also doubles the water damage coming out, stacked out for Rain Dance, and we're going to be doing a ton of damage, which is going to be really awesome. Also, we have insane special defense, which is really good. So, actually, the first thing I'm going to do is go for Entrainment. Entrainment is actually going to essentially remove Chi-Yu's ability by giving it our ability. We still keep ours. But now we're not going to be taking that much damage. Pretty much, Beast of Ruin is gone, so we don't have to worry about our lower special defense. And fun fact, you can use this build as support as well and use it on your allies so they don't get burned either, which is actually really helpful. At this point, I'm going to go for a Rain Dance, because he will go for a Terra Charge Orb Steal. Fortunately, we got flinched there, which is very unlucky. Very unlucky we got flinched by Dark Pulse, but that was unlucky. I'm just going to go for a Rain Dance. But because of Heat Wave spam, I don't have to worry about, you know, getting burned. Even though it is neutral, and he really unlucky here. He crit me, he flinched me, and he crit me. You know, Chiyu's trying to do everything to beat me, but we're fine. Now we're going to go for Liquidation spam, pretty much for the rest of our age. And with the rain up, this Heat Wave is not going to do a lot. And it's honestly nice to see that he's going still for the Heat Wave, because Dark Pulse is the worst thing that can happen to us. We don't want to get... we essentially just don't want to get plunged. That's just going to waste a turn and make the whole raid one turn slower, essentially. So remove stat changes and abilities. We don't have Water Bubble this turn. It's a little bit annoying, but it's fine. We're just really building... Okay, we got flinched again. This is crazy unlucky. Crazy unlucky. Alright, see, Heat Wave doing literally nothing. We got our ability back, so this is going to do a decent amount of damage, give us a decent amount of HP. And now we got to go for one more. And then we can get our Terra off. Mentor is fine to see, he can't burn us because of the Water Bubble. No memes. Alright, so our damage is great now because we're about to Terra. Get a lot of HP back too. The rain is going to go away. So I'm actually going to have the rain on this Terra. And now, you know, we do resist fire now because we're going to be a pure water type instead of being water bug. So our spider now has a funny hat. And we're going to be able to run over this little fishy. Alright, no flinch this time, somehow. Somehow no flinchy. Alright, now let's go for liquidation. Not too, of course, another crit. 2 crits, 2 flinches. Even with the worst RNG, Araquanid is putting in the freaking work. Araquanid is putting in the work with some horrible RNG. Absolute horrible RNG. And we're beast moding. And so we're once again not going to have our ability, so we're not going to do double damage this time because Water Bubble does that, but whatever. Still going to give damage. Oh my, he's pretty much dead. He's pretty much dead. If we had our ability, that was a crit. But you know, hey, it makes up for not having, you know, it makes up for the 2 crits against us, makes up for the 2 flinches. But Araquanid is an absolute beast. And one more, finish the raid unless we get flinched, it doesn't matter, he's already dead. So there you go, Araquanid. I highly recommend Araquanid for defeating this fish. Relatively easy. Like I said, turn 1, entrainment, rain dance, liquidation spam, boosted urban mystica. This is gonna be great. Get calcium, so easy raid, fun stuff. So definitely would recommend using this to farm your Chi-Yu. Of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.